Young lady, I didn't say anything about you having to go back home. Did I?
You asked me for,
Here's,
I mean, you,
ma'am, stop.
okay.
You need to take your hand off your hip, sit down in that chair. Peninsular Place versus Lauren Darby. Good morning. What's your name?
Lauren,
Pardon?
Lauren Darby,
Okay, and who's here?
my witness you asked me to bring, well, one of them.
Okay. And
And Your Honor, the property manager from Peninsula Place.
all right, fantastic. And this is the final settlement conference. Where are we in regard to this case? Anywhere?
No, Your Honor, we have not been able to get anywhere in terms of resolution.
All right. Let me ask you this. What's your position on this case, ma'am? No, you. Yeah.
This is my first time going to court. I don't know what that means. Like, what's my position?
Well, tell me what's your thoughts. They're seeking termination of your tenancy. Tell me why I shouldn't do that. Let's try it that way.
Okay. One of my roommates have been harassing me since I got there based off a situation she had with somebody else last year. And she got one of my other roommates to kind of like do it, but not do it to the harassment. Like she would tell my roommates, oh, she didn't take out the trash. Or oh, she's throwing a party. She has friends over here. When they have the same amount of friends I have over, but she treats me like I'm a kid, basically. Like
but
I have
this
to
is your
her.
roommate.
Yes, this is my roommate. Her rules were when we tried to have an agreement, but she disrespected my rules, so I disregarded her rules when she disregarded the rules too. It was to take before you had company, but she had her friends, a part of her little organization, come over while I was asleep, and it was like over 10 of them, and they were loud. And I didn't say anything. I didn't report it. I didn't have a problem, but she wants me to text her when I have company and I have over less than 10 people. Because in our lease it states you can't have over more than 10 people because that's considered like a gathering or a small gathering. But that was basically her problem. I received threats from my roommate. She put her hands on me.
Yeah, but what does the roommate have to do with the landlord?
Because these are where the complaints are coming from. She was friends with one of the other roommates that were in our apartment. I stayed in D, she stayed in C, and the girl that's filing for me to be evicted, those two, they stayed in B and C. So they were cool. I didn't talk to the one in C, so I don't really know what was told to her. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't even know she had a problem. Like we never had a text to where she said I was too loud. That's another thing we agreed on. Like if somebody was too loud, we would text in the group chat, say something, or they were knock on the door. Nobody ever talked to me or approached me about anything. So I'm really confused.
You're confused about what?
Their problem. Because I wasn't aware. It was never brought to my attention at all that they had a problem or it was a problem with anything I was doing.
Is your roommate still there?
She actually just filed for a PPO, and I was told by the police officers and an advised lawyer to bring us up in court too. She filed a PPO saying she was scared for her life, but last Tuesday, she poured Lysol, Pine Sol, Fabuloso, and cinnamon all over my dishes.
So,
and I got the bag too. And then, yeah, it's
well, hold on a second. Your roommate has filed for a PPO as against you?
And she filed to break her lease. Yes, saying that I assaulted her.
Ma'am, just answer my question. She filed for a PPO as to you. Has there been a hearing on that? Have you requested a hearing on that?
I was going to the police station today to ask them how to do that.
I take it, Ms. Kazari, by the look on your face, you were unaware of that.
No, I am aware of the PPO.
Were you?
Yeah, there is a PPO that's been entered in September, I believe. And I'm not aware of. So the other roommate has been temporarily held relocated to another unit, but at this,
So you guys have done that.
we've done that temporarily.
Got it.
But there's been continuous issues. I spoke with Miss Darby. There's been continuous issues with other things since the altercation between the two.
So, okay, so maybe I need to follow one thing here. If the roommate has been temporarily housed at another unit, how did what you're claiming happen?
What do you mean? She's coming in and out of the house still. She still has access to the house. That's what I'm saying. Like they didn't investigate these claims against me from her or the other roommate.
Well, how do you know it's her?
Because she told me. And
Who
she
did?
wrote a note saying she put that right
Who
there.
told? Who is she?
Her name's Andrene, the roommate. Andrene. She told me she did this. I don't have the letter present, but she did write a note saying you need to properly dispose of your grease. She thought it was grease to her statement, but Fabulosa don't smell like grease to me. Or cinnamon.
So, how many roommates are there?
There's 4. A, B, C, and D. I'm D.
So, from the landlord, what are the other roommates saying?
So
Are there-
right now there's 2 roommates. They're still there. It's just Miss Darby and one other roommate. They're complaining. So at this point, plaintiff is looking for a move out date from Miss Darby. We're willing to do it in a conditional order of dismissal, give her some time, but that's plaintiff's position.
Okay.
I told the police this too. It's in my report. I went to the office or called the office so many times to make complaints too. It's just that the same excuse is, oh, Jane's not here. Jane can't answer the phone. Jane's on lunch. The police officer said himself that.
Let me ask you one thing.
Okay.
If do you want to move or no?
I'm sorry. Like I'm emotional, but this is like my only way of school. And it's like the claims that are being put against me, I'm not that type of person. I'm like currently going.
That's not what the issue is.
I know. I'm saying like the complaint she has going like only they're complaining about trash parties. I'm a person that typically stays to myself in my room.
Ma'am, that's not the question I'm asking.
I answered it. I said no. This is my only way for me to be in school, and it's interfering with my school. I'm supposed to be in class right now, but I have to deal with this.
Hey, lady, what did you want to tell me? What?
Oh, I witnessed it. Like I come over.
Where do you reside there or
I
no?
stay on campus somewhere else. But
You stay on campus someplace else. You're students at Eastern?
yes,
Okay. And you stay on campus elsewhere?
yes.
Okay. And what you would have to tell me is what you've seen happen.
And like stuff she said.
Pardon? And stuff that this other person has said.
Yeah. Well, I don't really understand.
Okay, so have you challenged the PPO? I mean, if it was issued sometime in September, you've had notice of it.
No, I just got served. What was it? Sunday? I just got served Sunday. I think it was because the officer told me like a lot of stuff, like my police report still didn't go through prosecution yet because they changed their systems and it wouldn't be up to November 1st.
Your Honor, just for clarification, it looks like the PPO was entered October 8th.
Okay, so
I'm not sure when I was served.
okay. What year are you in school?
This is my second year, my sophomore year.
Okay. So your freshman year, where did you reside?
I stayed in a dorm hall, but I had a suite mate that broke in my room. That's why I moved to Penn Place, so I can have my own room, my own space, and my own bathroom.
Okay. Um, and I'm presuming that you're going to stay. You're looking to certainly stay somewhere in the area through graduation and 2 more years or whatever, right? Okay. So wouldn't I mean the semester's coming down to an end, right? So, and you tell me why we may not be this way, but wouldn't it behoove you to try to locate someplace to move? And here's the reason I'm saying. If we were set for a final settlement conference today, but if I set this for trial, then I certainly will listen to everything. But if it doesn't go your way, right, then what ends up happening is you could potentially end up getting evicted in the middle of finals, whenever they are, because I'd set a relatively quick trial in this matter. And then end up in a circumstance where you have that judgment and then trying to get yourself into someplace else is going to be a problem. You follow what I'm saying? So outside of that, you then have this PPO issue, which, I'm not sure on your exact time frames for, well, if you were just served with it, then you should still have some time in which to file for a hearing on it. But you've got that issue. So it's sometimes it's okay to be, at least in your mind, right. But then sometimes you got to put yourself in a good spot. You follow me?
I understand that, but if I'm to move, I don't go to school. Like, I would have to drop right now. I don't
Well,
have like family that stays out here. I don't have the transportation to go with my sister all the way in the city and then come all the way back up here every day for school. That's just not in my, it can't work.
okay, I hear you. And
Mhm.
what I'm indicating is when are finals?
They're the week of like December 14th.
Like every other college student, you have no idea how many finals you have, right?
No.
That's okay. I got one of you at home, so they don't know when your finals not right now. They will later on. How many classes are you taking right now?
6.
Six. So let me ask you this. Okay. If you had to move, okay, so we're going to deal in hypotheticals at this point because I'm not ruling anything. But if you had to move, what would be the most convenient time for you to try to do that?
When the semester ends.
Okay. So you say that they start on the 14th or
The 15th. Well, it's the week of the 14th. That's all I'm aware of. It's the week of the 14th.
okay. And all through that week. Right, because then you're gonna come down to the 22nd, you're gonna be on break at that point, right? Okay. Curiosity, what are you studying to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
A nurse? Um, what is plaintiff's position from a move out standpoint?
30 for 30 days.
What's the day before?
Yes.
But not for 40? I mean, so here's the thing. If you got authority for that, if 30 days from now would put her at December 5th, Ms. Gazeri, you've been probably before me enough to know that kids and their education, that's important to me. I'm not going to put her out before the time that she at least gets to finish the semester. She's got 6 classes, and that's really where her focus needs to be to finish that and find a place to get herself moved into and figure out how she's going to do next semester.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. So, ma'am, let me ask you this. If I told you, and we do it in, so let me explain everything, okay, so that it's clear. That we would do a move out date, I think 17, 18, 9 of December 19th. Okay. And we do it in the form of a conditional dismissal. So that it doesn't look like you were evicted. It would just be a dismissal of this case. Got that? So that you apply someplace else, you were evicted. To dismissal. All right. That does a couple of things. One, it stops you from having to go through a trial where you're trying to take 6 classes and do whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question. So what would happen to my roommates and well, all my roommates if all these claims are false? And does the other roommate does she actually put her hands on me and we still have to wait on that case?
Okay, listen, that's not the issue that's before me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's before me right now is is what are your activities? Okay. Now, like I said, if you want to have a trial on it, we can have a trial. I can set it for a trial. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking at a circumstance that if I set a trial, then you're going to be distracted in terms of a trial while you're trying to finish up your semester. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep asking questions or
No, it's
making
okay.
statements, but I get that it's going to affect me at the end, but it's affecting me now, like emotionally,
So
physically,
what do you want me to do?
and I reported it
What
to.
do you want me to do? Because the reality is I don't have to go through this process. What I can do is I can just set a trial.
Mhm.
Everybody's going to show up here. I can just make a ruling. If that ruling goes against you, then what's going to end up happening? And let me just give you a scenario that could potentially happen. If we're at final settlement conference right now, if I set trial for either the 18th of November or December 2nd, and you lose at trial, the eviction date at the latest would be December 12th. December 14th, your exams start. Follow me? I mean, sometimes, young lady, and the thing you're going to have to learn is maybe there are the decision that you may have to make isn't the decision that you want to make, but you may make a decision to put yourself in the safest possible scenario.
That means me giving up school. I can't give up.
Did I say that? Are you
I'm-
listening to anything I'm saying?
No, I'm telling you my situation. If I go back home, I can't go to school. That's the reason why I came up here, for me to go to school. I can't go to school back home.
Young lady, I didn't say anything about you having to go back home. Did I?
You asked me for,
Here's,
I mean, you.
ma'am, stop.
Okay.
You need to take your hand off your hip, sit down in that chair. Because part of your problem right now is you're not listening. You've got one direction headed in your head as to something, and you're not listening to anything that I'm saying. And when I say something, you're so worried about these other people and not worried about yourself. Everything that I have said, and I'm going to take a break in a moment so you can spit that gum out. Everything that I've said is an attempt to try to preserve your education and your ability to make it through the semester. You don't seem to want to see that or hear that because all you want to do is be right. Well, you can be right and uneducated all you want because all I'm trying to do is get you through the semester. I'm giving you scenarios that if you choose one option, you could end up in an eviction in the middle of the semester going into finals. And so what good does it do you if all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're in the middle of an eviction and fail 6 classes? You can get rid of that gum. I will come back shortly. Court's going to stand in recess. All right.
Maybe see.
And the court does recall the case of Peninsula Place versus Lauren Darby.
Good morning, Your Honor. Parissa Gazari appearing for plaintiff.
Your name?
Or
All right. I've had the opportunity this final settlement conference to talk to the parties. I'll give you the court's understanding of the agreement, and I'm sure I'll put it in the terms as I understand it. By this case will be resolved by way of a consent order, conditional dismissal, that the defendant is agreeing to vacate the premises by 4 p.m. on December 20th, that Saturday. All right. That she will also then execute the necessary documents, but she'll pay her November rent now. She will timely pay her December rent plus $175, which will represent court costs. She'll pay that with her December rent. That plaintiff will give a neutral reference to her for any further leasing inquiries, that there'll be a mutual release signed, and that after paying the December rent, following all the rules and regulations, turning in her keys and vacating the premises, that come January, she will not be obligated for any additional rent. And there'll be a release of her, basically her lease. I think I got everything. Did I?
That if in the event that she failed to vacate, that we would obtain
Right.
immediate judgment, immediate writ. But if it was a violation of a different part of this agreement, there would be a 5-day objection period.
You understand that? Especially the first part we talked about, and that is that if you got to make sure you move, that way there won't be anything. The case is dismissed. As soon as I sign that document, it'll be dismissed and remain dismissed as long as you're in compliance.
Okay.
Right. And the other part, and it's an important part, and I kind of explained it, and I told the landlord that I would explain it. You need to make sure to follow all of the lease obligations that you're currently under while you're still there. All right. So without going into all the details about what we talked about, you just have to be you, do the right thing because of what the ultimate goal is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So what I will do, we place those terms on the record. I'm going to adjourn this out to the 18th, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, to November 18th. I won't need you to come back. All right, provided all of the documents are signed and they can be sent in. Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
So you need to make sure to give Ms. Kazari your email address. Look out in your email for that. You were gonna, she did give it to you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
She had an attitude. When did she get? Never mind. All right. Okay. So make sure to look out for that. If it's all signed, I don't need to see you. Okay. Next time I'll see you, I'll call you what, Nurse Darby? Is that it? Right?
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to do it, right?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. That's what we need. Princess, whatever. All right. Princess, you just watched one of the most fantastic lawyers I've known, Miss Kazari. And so that you know, part of our whole conversation was that she's in criminal justice, but you were going to be a lawyer, then you said no, it's too much school, and you just didn't.
No, it's not gonna be crime investigating. I still.
I don't even know what that is. That's TV. Be a lawyer, then you can investigate whatever crimes you want. We'll talk. I'll probably send you a subpoena, summon you in here, and make you just sit until you give in to me. All right, folks. I do have to, and I'll do this now. It'll be in writing, Ms. Darby. I do have to apprise you that this is a consent agreement. You're unrepresented by counsel. From the time of my signing, you would have 3 business days to think about it. If you believe that there's some legal reason, something you didn't understand, some right you didn't assert, you'd have to file a motion with the court within that time frame. You understand that?
Okay.
Okay. Doesn't mean that I'd grant your motion, but you'd have that period to think about it.
Okay.
All right. Fantastic. Folks, thank you for working it out.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great day. And that's November 18th at 9. But hopefully we won't see you there.
Thank you.
And in all seriousness, you too, good luck in school.
Thank
Hear
you.
me? Tina, Heather, am I adjourned? Recess? What am I doing?
For adjourned,
I'm adjourned. That's it for the day?
well, for the docket.
For the docket? I got other stuff? I do. 14 days.
July wasn't paid because I discovered black mold in the building.
Your Honor, we,
In the building?
Yes. Throughout the building, there was black mold.
Was there black mold in your unit?
No, sir.
Clark Road Family Dividend Housing versus, is it Deschanay Baker?
Your Honor, we've already,
I'm sorry, where am I supposed to go?
right here,
Right here.
we're a little crowded.
All right. State your name.
Attorney Samantha Sprague, P81931, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Your name?
Deschanay Baker.
All right. What are we doing?
Yes, Ms. Baker has already provided possession, so today was just an issue of money damages that were requested.
All right. And you're unable to agree on that figure? Is that?
No, sir.
Correct. We do not have an agreement, Your Honor.
Not have a figure.
Correct.
How far apart are the parties?
I haven't spoke with anyone from the property since I've turned my keys in, so I haven't been able to come up with an agreement from anyone.
Your Honor, if I
Go
may,
ahead.
the defendant has indicated that she has had habitability issues. It's my client's position that there was no habitability issues, and she is requesting damages in the amount of hotel bills that we did not receive, as well as, again, indicating a habitability issue. So we are very far off.
Your Honor,
Would you like us to speak in the hall momentarily, Your Honor?
I probably would, but hold on. What were you gonna say?
Your Honor, I'm not asking for any money in return. I'm just asking for the charges to be dismissed and for no eviction to be on my record.
Okay, I understand that last part. What is the total amount of plaintiff's claim?
Including court costs, it would be $3,055.63.
And ma'am, but the court's understanding you disagree with that because you weren't in the premises?
I disagree with that upon many factors. In the landlord's response to my counterclaim, it includes the statement that on August 6th, I denied entry to maintenance and they could see the fan because of the entryway. That is not true. I have proof that I actually asked management to meet in the leasing office to discuss my concerns, and the manager refused to meet me there. She chose to come to my apartment instead. This shows that I wasn't denying access to them. I was just asking to talk in a proper and safe environment to resolve the issues that I had, not only with just the leak and the mold and my pet dying in regards to everything going on in my apartment.
Majority of your claim, how much of that is rent?
$2,207.
I'm sorry, there was a sneeze. $2,200.
$2,207 for rent, $90 for the washer and dryer rent. Legal fees was $239.40. Additionally, there were unpaid utilities of $94.23.
Unpaid utilities.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
And we do have the bills from DTE and consumers regarding that. And then, or I'm sorry, I think it's just DTE. And then the damages was the amount of $425. And that does reflect a cleaning fee. There was a secondary repair with the drywall due to tenant caused damage. And just a moment. And then there was a bulk fee where they had to remove bulk furniture from the unit after she moved out. And then there was also a replacement of the disposal system due to tenant caused damage.
Yes, upon me moving out, there was nothing wrong with the apartment. With me leaving, the disposal working.
Hold on, man. Were you in a hotel or not?
I was staying at family, friends, and relatives. I'm currently couch surfing. I don't have anywhere to stay.
Well, okay. I mean, during this period in time, were you in the unit?
During this period of time, I was not in the unit. I was staying at a family friend's house.
Had you notified the landlord of that
Yes, I did.
in writing?
Yes.
You have a
I submitted
copy of the
them.
writing?
I submitted a paper in writing stating that I would not be paying rent,
Okay.
that I wasn't staying in the
I
property because
understand what you're telling me.
Mhm.
Do you have a copy of what you gave to the landlord?
yes.
All right. Have you shown the landlord that?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant also refused entry for repairs during that time without her being present. And so our argument is that she failed to mitigate the damages. Additionally, repair was made that same evening to the leak in the ceiling that was caused by the HVAC system above her unit. So it had leaked through. She called in sometime after hours. By 10:30, 11 o'clock that evening, we have maintenance here on site to provide testimony that they provided immediate repairs, including fans. Within a week, they had a professional carpet company out there that provided additional remediation, including repair or cleaning the couch and the rug. And the repair itself was completed by the 19th.
Your Honor,
And this occurred on the 5th.
Your Honor, that's not true. On the date I was at work that they came to repair the apartment, maintenance
Well,
entered my home.
ma'am, let me ask you this. Did you let them into the unit
Yes,
to make the repairs?
yes. The date that she mentioned, I was not home. The maintenance guy called.
Are you disputing that they made the repairs?
No, I'm not disputing that they made the repairs. They did enter my home and make the repairs
Okay.
on the 19th after the leak happened on the 6th. They did not reach out and let me know when they were supposed to come. I had got no notification when the repair was supposed to be made. I had went up to the office multiple.
So, but why would that,
I'm sorry.
why would that matter?
What's your question? Why would what matter?
You called in a leak. They came and fixed it. We're all in agreement on that.
They did not come. I called in the leak. No one communicated with me. I called in the leak the night that it happened. Two employees came and he pulled out where the leak had came from because they said that they had not fixed or changed the filters out. The filters were supposed to be changed every 6 months. I had been living there for 9 months and nobody
Okay, that's
came.
fine, but that you called in a repair. What you're telling me is that they came out that night, right?
They came out that night and put a blower in my house and just told me to leave it on the ceiling and on my furniture that had been ruined. Yes,
But
the leak was not fixed that exact night.
okay, but they don't necessarily have to fix it. They tended to what your complaint was, right?
Correct.
And then at some point within those next 2 weeks, they fixed it. You would agree, right?
No, it was not within 2 weeks.
I thought the 16, 19.
Your Honor, the drywall took additional time.
The drywall.
The drywall took additional time.
But the leak was fixed.
The leak was remedied. And then once the leak was confirmed, they did wait, I believe, a couple of weeks to confirm that the leak was finally
Was
fixed.
final.
And they had
did
a
the
third
drywall.
party, correct, and they had a third party drywall company come out to provide repairs. At that time, once the repairs were complete, the tenant did, or the defendant did come back home. There was wet paint from the repair, and she proceeded to poke a hole back through the ceiling. That is where the charge came from. The property did not charge her for the initial drywall. They charged for the secondary repair because she poked a hole in, alleging that it was moisture from the leak that had not been an issue for several weeks.
Did you do that?
Repair.
Maintenance had previously told me that if a
Okay, hold on. Not, you need to answer my question. Did you put a hole back in the drywall?
No, I did not intentionally put a hole back in the drywall. I allowed the water to flow into a bin instead of on my couch.
After they made the repair?
Yes,
What date was that?
19.
Your Honor, we have a photograph of the hole in the ceiling that indicates it's over the door. There's no couch underneath that photograph.
Your Honor, the hole where the leak had happened, my furniture was there. They had, in their counterclaim, said that I denied them entry and that I damaged their property. I was just trying to get my problems resolved so that I could leave the property voluntarily. I was reaching out to compliance and upper management to
This
discuss.
rent is for what period?
It is for the period of July, August, and I believe part of September.
I moved out September 17th, right after our first hearing,
And the leak occurred when?
August 6th.
So why wasn't July paid?
July wasn't paid because I discovered black mold in the building.
Your Honor, we
In the
have,
building?
Yes. Throughout the building, there was black mold.
Was there black mold in your unit?
No, sir. There were immensible other problems that I was facing while living there that contributed to me not paying rent.
Tell them you weren't paying rent?
Huh?
in August, we received, or my client received notification in August after the repair had been partially made and the drywall was pending, indicating she was not.
How long, when did you move in?
I moved in January 24th of
So
2021,
January,
but they,
hold on, January, February, March, April, May, June, you paid rent.
yes, on time every month
So the black mold came in when?
in July.
All of it?
Yes.
It just appeared.
The black mold, it came from an apartment that was also leaking water on the first floor. There was also an apartment leaking
So
water
the
on the
black,
second floor.
hold on, the black mold just started to exist in July?
The black mold did not just start to exist in July. It's when I became aware of the problems that not only I was
So when
facing,
you
but the other
didn't pay
tenants.
July, did you tell them this is why I'm not paying my July rent?
No, Your Honor.
Then you've got a problem. Even if true, which I have my doubts. So what I'm going to suggest you do, and then is why don't you take a moment to talk
Yes, Your Honor.
and see if you can resolve it. I will let you know, young man, I'm seeing certain problems with what you're telling me regarding any type of solution to this in terms of the monetary amount. But we can all have our positions. I'd suggest that you talk with counsel and see if you can work it out. If you can't, then I'll take you back and we're going to work it out.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
But I don't know that you really want to talk to me today. But I'm always happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I haven't called that one.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I offered the plaintiff, I'm not exactly sure, $2,000 within 2 days. Do you know?
Did you propose that to them?
Yes.
And what did they say?
They let, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to
What do you mean?
do. Should I go out there and try to talk to them, or should I just wait here and come back and decide if they want to talk to you?
So you have an offer to make to them of paying $2,000 in a couple of days? Go see what they say. I'm never doing this again. Okay. Buck Road, family dividend versus Baker. I have before me a consent order for conditional dismissal that indicates that the defendant would agree to pay $2,000 on him before 5 p.m. on October 30th, 2025. No personal check, only certified funds. Defendant pays on or before October 30th, 2025. Plaintiff will waive the remaining balance. That's basically the court's full understanding, except to make it clear that if you don't pay that, then plaintiff would be entitled to a judgment of the full amount of the, including cost of $3,055.63. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other questions that you may have regarding this conditional order dismissal?
No, sir.
All right, so you understand everything?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, folks, for resolving it. I will sign off on that. Ma'am, I do have to advise you, since you are here unrepresented by counsel, you have 3 business days to think about this. If you think that there's some legal reason on your part or some right you didn't assert, you'd have to file a motion with the court within that time frame. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't mean that I would grant you have that time to think about it, file that motion. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Ms. Baker, let me say something to you. Sometimes you can come in with the greatest of all intentions, but I think you could have had this resolved a whole lot earlier had you maybe proposed that to counsel and kind of worked it through, realizing what your potential liabilities may have been in this case. Okay, so if nothing else, I hope not only with regard to a satisfactory settlement of this, that you learned something else from this.
Absolutely.
The judge helped Lauren Darby reach an agreement that will allow her to finish her semester and move out without an eviction on her record. She'll pay November and December rent plus court costs, vacate by December 20th, and the landlord will give a neutral reference. In the second case, Dana Baker agreed to pay $2,000 in certified funds by October 30th to resolve her dispute. The judge warned her that if she doesn't pay, the landlord can get a judgment for the full $3,556. He also advised her that since she's unrepresented, she has 3 business days to think about the agreement and file a motion if she believes she made a mistake. The broader implication here is crucial. Education matters. The judge in this case bent over backwards to help a student finish her semester, even though she was difficult and emotional. He saw her potential and gave her a path forward. But he also made clear that attitude matters. If you come into court with your hand on your hip and refuse to listen, you won't get far. Lauren eventually listened, and she got a deal that will let her stay in school. Dana Baker also got a resolution, but the judge noted she could have resolved it earlier if she'd been more proactive. If you found this case breakdown as educational as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. We'll see you in the next session.